Jai. So I'm sorry that I could not attend regularly this class. Actually, this is very important time, this 5:30 p.m. Very difficult for me to maintain the regularity. Still, those who will sincere, they will get benefit. So, how many want to open the video? Open a video. Number one. Everybody is busy. Okay. 11 only. Lowest presence. Okay, we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, text 17. Krishna is discussing about soul. Avinashi tu tad vidhi jano sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhyasasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Avinashi, imperishable. This is now Krishna explained about there's something beyond this body that is called owner of the body. That is when the body is destroyed, it still remain imperishable. That is why his one qualification is avinashi, imperishable. Two, but tadyat vidhi, know it, jena, by whom, sarvam, all of the body, idam, this, tatam, pervaded. This, actually, the whole body is maintained by this avinashi, imperishable, that substance. Krishna is not telling still, that is called Atma. He is not still telling. Vinasham, destruction, abhyasya of the imperishable. As this object is imperishable, so for that you are worried about destruction. Osha of it, that the owner of the body, no kochit, no one, kortum, to do arhati is able. So that which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy and that imperishable soul. Now Krishna is telling about, though it is telling about soul, translation, Krishna has not yet told the name. Tat, that substance is telling in previously the owner of the body. That is imperishable. Though it is imperishable, as it is imperishable, so nobody should lament for about its destruction. This verse more clearly explains the real nature of the soul, which is spread all over the body. Anyone can understand that. Anyone can understand what is spread all over the body. It is consciousness. Everyone is conscious of the pains and pleasures of the body, in part or as a whole. This spreading of consciousness is limited within one's own body. The pain and pleasure of one's body are unknown to another. Therefore, each and every body is the embodiment of an individual soul, and that the symptom of the soul's presence is perceived as individual consciousness. This soul is described as 1/10,000th part of the upper portion of the hair point in size. Tip of the hair. 1/10. That is confirmed in Shatashatara Upanishad. Confirm this. Balagro Shatabhagasya. Balagro, tip of the hair. Shatabhagasya if you cut it 100 pieces. Shatadha kalpita. If you cut one piece, again 100. That means 10,000 times. Bhago jiva shabigyo sha achintayo kalpate. When the upper point of hair is divided into 100 parts, and again each of such parts further divided into 100 parts, each such part is the measurement of the dimension of the spirit soul. Similarly, the same portion is stated in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Kashagra Shata Bhagasya Shatangsha Dishatmakaha Jiva Shikshma Sharupo Ayam Shankhatito hi Chitkana. Again, Krishna Agra Shata Bhagasya Shatangsha Dishatmaka. Again, 100 part, 100, again, 10,000. Jiva Shikshma Sharupayam. The Jiva, there was Shikshma Sharup, subtle form. And their number is Shankha Atita, innumerable. They are Chitkana, they are not material, spiritual, Chitkana. There are innumerable particles of spiritual atoms, which are measured as 1/10,000 of the upper portion. Therefore, the individual particle of a spirit soul is a spiritual atom smaller than the material atoms, and such atoms are innumerable. This very small spiritual spark is the basic principle of the material body. And the influence of such a spiritual spark is spread all over the body as the influence of the active principle of some medicine spreads throughout the body. It's difficult to understand why some small thing has so much power. Prabhupada is giving the example of medicine. Medicine is so small, pill. Just imagine when you eat, how much portion is absorbed and distributed whole the body. And if I have some little boil in the cheek, how much percentage will come there and it affects. So in a small portion of the medicine can work like that. So why spirit soul cannot be like this? This current of the spirit soul is felt all over the body as consciousness, and that is the proof of the presence of the soul. Any layman can understand that the material body minus consciousness is a dead body, and this consciousness cannot be revived in the body by any means of material administration. Therefore, consciousness is not due to any amount of material combination, but to the spirit soul. In the Mundaka Upanishad, the measurement of the atomic spirit soul is further explained. Isho onur atma chitasha vidittabha jasmin prano panchadha sang vivesha pranish chittam sarva otam vajnanam jasmin vishuddhe vibhavati esho atma. The soul is atomic in size and can perceived by perfect intelligence. Esho onur atma chitosha vidittabha. This Anuratma is minute spiritual spark. Chitosha vidittabha. One should try to understand, perceived by perfect Chetosha vidittabha. Perceived by perfect intelligence. Jasmin prana panchadha sang vivesha. Atomic soul is floating in the 5 kinds of air. Prana panchadha. Prana panchadha means 5 kinds. pran, apan, Byan, Shaman, and Udan, is situated within the heart and spreads its influence all over the body of the embodied living entities. When the soul is purified from the contamination of the five kinds of material air, its spiritual influence is exhibited. The autonomic system is meant for controlling the five kinds of air, encircling the pure soul by different kinds of sitting postures, not for any material profit, but for liberation of the minute soul from the entanglement of the material atmosphere. So the constitution of the atomic soul is admitted in all the Vedic literatures, and it is also actually felt in the particular experience of any sane man. Only the insane man can think of this atomic soul as all pervading Vishnu Tattva. Only the insane man can think of this atomic soul as all pervading Vishnu Tattva. That is the mistake with the Mayavadis. Mayavadis thinks this soul and super soul. One day soul will become super soul. The influence of the atomic soul can be spread all over a particular body according to the Mandukya Upanishad. This atomic soul is situated in the heart of every living entity. And because the measurement of the atomic soul is beyond the power of appreciation of the material scientists, some of them assert foolishly that there is no soul. The individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart, along with the super soul, and thus all the energies of the body, bodily movement, are emanating from this part of the body. The corpuscles which carry the oxygen from the lungs gather energy from the soul. There are three types of corpuscles in the blood. RBC, red blood corpuscles, WBC, white blood corpuscles, and platelets, three types of corpuscles. The corpuscles which carry the oxygen from the lungs gather energy from the soul. When blood circulates, scientists believe that blood coming in the heart and a deoxygenated blood goes to the lung and becomes oxygenated blood and again comes. So blood is circulating from the body and heart is pumping. So here, according to the Vedic scripture, when blood is coming, it is become charged in the heart. Medical science also believe that there in the heart there is four chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. In the right atrium, blood comes to the right atrium, then goes to the right ventricle, then it goes to the lung, and from lung comes to the left atrium, then left ventricle, then all over the body. Now first enter into the right atrium of the heart. There, scientists now think there is a particle, it's called SA node, synovial node. So they are thinking this is the cause of the pumping of the heart. SA node, medical science has found out that very small portion of the heart is called SA node, situated in the right atrium. For that, the electrical impulse comes and heart pumps. And when it cannot, then we could a pacemaker externally. So they also found out something there. But it is already mentioned in scripture that their soul is remain in the heart. When the soul passes away From this position, the activity of the blood generating fusion ceases. When the soul passes away from this position, the activity of the soul generating fusion ceases. Medical science accepts the importance of the red corpuscles, but it cannot ascertain that the source of energy is the soul. Medical science, however, does admit that the heart is the seat of all energies of the body. Such atomic particles of the spirit whole are compared to the sunshine molecules. In the sunshine, there are innumerable radiant molecules. Similarly, the fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord are automatic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord, called the name Prabha or superior energy. So, wherever one follows Vedic knowledge or modern science, one cannot deny the existence of the spirit soul in the body. And the science of the soul is explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita by the personality of Godhead himself. Text 18. Antavat Antavanta ime deva nitya nityasya ukta sharirina anashin aparamesya tasmat jiddhasya bharat. Anta bata, perishable. Anta means end. Antavat, who has end. What is that who has end? This body. Ime deha, this body, this material bodies are antavat. Antavat, antavatah ime deha, this material body is antavat because it has some end. One time it will destroy. But that soul is nityasya, 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 external, so eternal in existence. Nitya, nitya means eternal. Nityasya ukta are said. It's called sharirina. Sharir means body, sharirina means the owner of the body or of the embodied soul. Sharirina. So two things. Ime deha, this body, ime deha, this body as antavat, has end. But another subject is that nitya, eternal, that is sharirina, that is encased, embodied in the body. But it is the owner of the body, that is called sharirina or dehi. So this sharirina is anashina apramesya. Anashina. Nash means nasha. Nasha means destroy. Anashina means never to be destroyed. Or promeo. Promeo means measurable. Apramesya, immeasurable. So that shariri, that soul, sharina, is anashina apramesya. It will never destroy it and you cannot measure it also. Then, tasmat, therefore, Juddhasya Bharata, O Bharat, O Arjun, O descendant of Bharat, Juddhasya, fight. You are worried about, I don't want to kill my relatives. Actually, your relative is his spirit soul, his body, his shariri, his anashino apramesha. He is indestructible, he is immeasurable. So there is no question of the killing them. You are not, if they die, you are not killing them. If they die, they are death of their body, not of them. The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. Bharat. The material body is perishable by nature. It may perish immediately or it may do so after 100 years. It is a question of time only. There is no change. There is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely. We're worried about the body. There is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely. If you don't kill, it will die automatically. But the spirit soul is so minute that it cannot even be seen by an enemy, to say nothing of being killed. What about being killed? You cannot see him. Socrates, one Western philosopher, when he was poisoned, uh, we'll kill you by hemlock poison. He said, "You have not seen me, how will kill me? I am not this body. Can you find me where I am? I am. So you cannot see me, how you can kill me?" As mentioned in the previous verse, it is so small that no one can have any idea how to measure its dimension. So from both points, there is no cause of lamentation, because the living entity as he is cannot be killed, nor can the material body be saved for any length of time or permanently protected. So body cannot be maintained. If nobody kill, it will die. So if you don't kill, it will die. And nobody can kill the soul. So what is the question of a lamentation? The minute particle of the whole spirit acquires this material body according to his work. And therefore, observance of religious principles should be utilized. In the Vedanta Sutras, the living entity is qualified as light because he is part and parcel of the supreme light. As sunlight maintains the entire universe, so the light of the soul maintains this material body. Eko deshasthita agni jashna vistarini jata. Sun is situated in one corner of the sky, it illuminates the whole world. In the same way, soul also situated in the heart, and it makes conscious whole body. As soon as the spirit soul is out of this material body, the body begins to decompose. Therefore, it is the spirit soul which maintains body. When the spirit soul leaves, the body starts decompose. Decompose means solid part, water part, fire part, air part, ether part will separate due to the absence of soul. But due to the presence of soul, with solid, water, fire, water, air, ether, they makes a body. So that spirit soul makes the body, and due to its absence, it decomposes. That means the soul is so powerful. The body itself is unimportant. Arjun was advised to fight and not sacrifice the cause of religion for material bodily considerations. 690. Jayanam vetti hantaram jaschainam mannate hatam. Ubhauto na vijanito nayam hanti na hanna. Ja, anyone who, this soul, vetti knows, hantaram, the killer. Ja, anyone who, cha also, this, Manote thinks, Hatam killed. Ubhau, both. To they, no, never. Bijanitaha are in knowledge. No, never. I am this. Hanti kills, no, nor. Hannote is killed. Neither he who thinks the living entity, the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. Who thinks the living entity, the slayer, or he who thinks it is slain, no one is in knowledge. Actually, for the self, slays not, nor in slain. For the self, slays not, nor is slain. It will applicable only for the body. Nobody can kill the soul. When an embodied living entity is hurt by fatal weapons, it is to be known that the living entity within the body is not killed. The spirit soul is so small that it is impossible to know him by any material weapon, as will be evident from subsequent verses. Nor is the living entity killable because of his spiritual constitution. What is killed or is supposed to be killed is the body only. This, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body. One shouldn't misunderstand that, as nobody can kill the soul, then you can kill the body. What is the problem? No. This statement is not for encouraging killing. The Vedic injunction is Ma hingshat sarvabhutani sarvabhutani. Ma, it's not. Ma hingsha. Don't become envious. Sarvabhutani, towards all living entities. Never commit violence to anyone. Nor does understanding that the living entity is not killed encourage animal slaughter. Killing the body of anyone without authority is abominable and is punishable by the law of the state as well as by the law of the Lord. Origin, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion and not whimsically. Then, next verse, Krishna is giving nice definition of soul. One thing to understand, only affirmative sentence is not enough to understand properly. Like, you eat prasad. This instruction, don't eat anything other than prasad. Then it is complete. Always remember Krishna. It is 50%. But never forget Krishna, another 50%. So for any complete definition, you should cover the negative part also. Associate with the devotees. But don't associate the non-devotees. Is important. Sangatagat sadhu shatabritti. Only, associate with devotees. This is not enough. I do association. But nobody told me not to associate with the non-devotees. Both is important. Shanangatagat shatabritti. For definition of soul also, what is affirmative? This soul. But what is not? That is also one should understand, to clearly understand what is the actual position of the soul. But again, it is the subject, a spiritual subject. So a spiritual subject cannot be understood through our material understanding, scientific calculation. That understanding will be imparted in the heart by by Guru and Krishna due to our humble surrender attitude. When someone will surrender, then the spiritual master will impart this knowledge. That will be revealed in the heart. You cannot show in the picture, oh, I have taken initiation, Guru Maharaj show me this in a slide, he will show how so looks like. It is not like that. Dibboga Didya Prakashita. So to understand that this subject matter, one should be 100% transparent to spiritual master, surrender, then this transcendental will reveal in the heart. We can try our best to know, but we should know that by our endeavor we cannot understand this without the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Bhagavad Gita as it is. Go to me.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji. Thank you.